everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. It's my daily vlog, so whatever I happen to be up to is what you're gonna see here. And today, it's chilly, like I got my sweater on. It's a chilly, cold, at home kind of day. And what is better than something warm and yummy? Not much, right? Like warm, yummy, yes. So for the flavors of the season, gingerbread. Gingerbread's where it's at. I found a recipe online on a website called Kale Junkie, which is a paleo gingerbread recipe. There are some modifications I need to make to it to make it compliant for the diet that I'm on. So I will show you how I modify a recipe to fit my needs. But also, let's give this a try. I've never made a paleo gingerbread before. I've only made them like from before my diet, like a regular flour. So it's a brand new day and a brand new world of eating for IBD AID. And if you're not familiar, I'll put a card up here about what IBD AID is and the diet that I'm on. Just, put that out there. And with that, to the kitchen. Okay, so in the kitchen we are with our ingredient lineup. So let me show you what I got going on over here. The ingredients that are needed: baking soda, honey. This is almond meal. This is almond flour. I like to use both. Water, coconut oil, almond butter, and you'll see my almond butter is separated, so when I open this, I'm gonna have to give it a good old stir to blend that back together. Coconut flour. I can't have molasses, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take dates and I'm gonna make a date paste. And actually in this cup right here, I have some dates soaking in hot water that I'm gonna turn into date paste. And then we have vanilla. This is nutmeg. Let me show you this. This is nutmeg. This is what whole, fresh nutmeg looks like. And I take a spice grinder or like a cheese grater and I scrape it. And this is the other side. It just looks like a nut, but that's what nutmeg is. Cinnamon, cloves, ginger, and salt. And the only thing I don't have out in the lineup is the eggs because they are still in the fridge. So Mercury, you mentioned date paste. And I saw those dates sitting in that cup of water. What are you talking about? What is date paste and why are those dates in that cup of water? This is what's going on. Dates are super sweet, but they're allowed on the diet that I'm on. So one way to utilize that is to take dates, and if they're not like super plump and soft, you soak them in hot water until they soften up. Once they're soft, you either put them in a blender or a food processor, some sort of chopping, blending type of an appliance, and you blend it until it's totally smooth. Totally smooth. You may have to add a few extra drops of water to it to get the smooth consistency, but you basically blitz dates into a paste. It's exactly what it sounds like, date paste. Not store-bought date paste. There is such a thing, but it usually has added sugar or additives, yada, yada, yada. This is just, I'm taking these 3 dates that I'm soaking and I'm gonna blitz them and turn them into a paste. So when I was trying to decide which kitchen appliance I was gonna use to blend up these dates, I stumbled upon something I've never used before in my closet. So I have this immersion blender, and you've seen me use this when I make soups, and you've seen me use it as is, like this. It has this blade, it's pretty sharp, it's a handheld blender. This thing came with attachments that I've never used, and one of them is like a mini food processor. This is the cap. I just rinsed it out, and then it has this little blade. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see how this works for the dates. Worst that happens, doesn't work good enough, and I scoop everything and put in the big food processor. I'm curious. Let's see how this works. Okay, lid clicked on. then I guess this comes off. Unplug that. And put this. Yeah, click. And we plug this in. And so here's the date paste. So I don't know if you could see, it's just like this little blob right here. So let me spread that out a little so you could see. There are still some clumps in it, and that's okay. I just don't want anything too chunky. Like I don't want to bite into a chunk of date, but it doesn't have to be totally silky smooth, and that's okay. So this is the date paste that I'm going to be using in this recipe. Next step, 1 bowl, mix up the wet ingredients, 1 bowl, mix up the dry ingredients, then put them all together, put them into a lined bread pan, and into the oven. So let's go put it together. Now the spices and the baking soda have to go in. So the batter's all mixed up, and this is what it looks like. You can see it's pretty thick. You know, it's not a pourable batter. It's going to be more like a cookie dough type of batter. Then I have my bread pan, and I have a piece of parchment paper in there. And now batter into the bread pan. So all the batter's in the bread pan. I'm gonna go put this in the oven for about 40 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. Gingerbread's done. It looks so good. Look at this. I'm so excited. It smells amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to try this. So I'm gonna lift this out of the bread tin and I'm gonna keep it in a Tupperware. So I'm just gonna kind of transfer it over. Easy peasy because of that parchment paper. And I'm gonna just peel that off and place that in there. Okay, I'm gonna cut a piece. We'll give it a try. You can tell I'm gonna need a plate so I don't make crumbs. And here is the cross section. Look at that. Look how good that looks. Okay, let's give it a taste. Mmm. Mmm. Trying not to talk with my mouth full. This is a winner. This is really good. Those flavors are so on point. The original recipe calls for it to have like an icing, like a glaze on it. But because I don't eat sugar, I can't do a glaze. And I didn't have an adequate substitution for it. So I can definitely imagine how a glaze would be enhancing to this dish. But even without it, it is really, really delicious. The cloves and the cinnamon and all of those spices are coming through. You know, the ginger is there, but the ginger feels subtle in comparison. So you might even want to kick the ginger up a little bit. I mean, it's gingerbread after all. But this is really tasty and it's sturdy. A lot of times with grain-free breads, they're very moist. They're not sturdy like this. This has a nice crust on it. I'm impressed. This is a great recipe. So awesome job. I will link to the original recipe in the description of this video, and I will also list all of the modifications that I made to it. But this, really tasty. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this, and I will see everybody tomorrow. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.